Awesome.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Typhone Partner Spotlight webinar series. Today I am super excited to introduce some really good friends of mine, Dan and Amanda from Finovera. And they are here to talk to us today a little bit about how the exciting topic of bill management can actually be something that is not just during the unique times we're facing today, but at all times, a really huge benefit for helping credit unions members be able to really get a full picture of their financial bill management setup. So I'm really excited about today's webinar. I hope you are as well. Before we kick things over to Dan and Amanda, just a quick comment. So GoToWebinar does have everyone in mute. So we do ask that you utilize the chat option for any questions. So there's a little bubble with a question mark. If you type any questions in there at the end of the webinar, we'll pop back on, we'll read the questions aloud and allow Dan and Amanda to answer them. So with that, I will turn things over to you, Dan. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for having us. Thank you, Josh and Typhone. Hope everybody is safe and well during COVID-19 and keeping social distancing. That's why we're doing it on a webinar today. But really excited to show you guys what we've been working on. Thanks for the intro, Josh. A brief background on myself. My name's Dan Black. I lead the new partnerships team at Finovera. I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, Amanda Zepeda, who's our head of customer success. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi, everyone. This is Amanda. As Dan mentioned, I do manage the customer success here at Finovera, and we're both excited to show you guys what we at the Finovera team have been working on for really the past 6-7 years. So we're excited to show you some of the bill management features and functionalities that we've built out, and we hope that you guys have any follow-up questions that we can answer as well.
Yep, and like Amanda said, she'll be showing us some cool demos today, and she's been with the company about 7 years and is really our secret weapon. My background is about 2 years with Finovera, 10+ years in financial technology, bill pay, digital banking, and fraud analytics. So with that brief intro, we'll jump right in to the topic today. So really, why are we here today, or what is Finovera's big mission? We're here to make the bill pay experience better, easier, and smarter for your members, because in our conversations, and I'm sure that you can all agree that the current bill pay offering is very outdated, and it really includes so much more than just pay. So we think we have a unique solution that can engage, re-engage your members along the journey, because again, the bill pay experience includes so much more than just a payment functionality. So let's take a look at just kind of the 10,000 foot view of the consumer perspective of bill pay just in general today. There was a recent ITA study that said that 73% of bills are being paid on the biller site. And we think that is because of a lot of different reasons. And you can think about your own bill pay experience, and I'm sure relate to this a lot. Billers offer bill summary and full PDF details. So that's a bunch of data. They provide bill reminders and alerts through email, push notifications, even your traditional mailbox. When I go online to pay a biller directly, there's an option to pay with a credit card or debit card. Given the times that we're in, especially now, just consumers in general are looking for a little more flexibility, and we think that's a big reason that the consumers are paying biller direct. When I go online to pay the biller, it does effectively option as a real-time payment. So a big piece of that is communication back to your consumers, your members, that the payment actually went through and they're not left in some waiting game of, is it going through ACH and how long does that take? 3 to 5 days. So just in general, I can relate from my own experience. I use card-based payments to manage cash flow and get rewards from using a credit card payment. But just in general, what Finovera is trying to do and what we're promoting out there in the marketplaces and studying, to be frank, is let's bring this type of experience, this direct to biller experience, back to credit unions for your members' bills, all their bills, all in one place, so they can pay how they want. They can see all the information and details, and really, really bring that engagement back to your digital banking platform. So kind of coming back to who we are and our mission, we are passionate about helping credit unions with their bill pay experience strategy today. We've been doing this we've been studying how users have paid their bills for about 7 years. We are Silicon Valley based, so a lot of Fintech influence mixed in with our financial services technology background, working with credit unions and banks. At a very high level, we're a leader in e-bill aggregation and bill pay UX solutions, and that's what we'll show you today. About 200 financial institutions, Fintech companies use our platform, and we also work with valued partners like bill pay providers, digital banking providers. Some of these platform providers that are out there today use our technology to enhance their user experience in digital banking. I should mention that we do have a retail product that is free to test. So go out to our website, register for an account, add some bills, pay some bills, see the experience that Amanda will show you a little bit later today. From a technology standpoint, what we are doing that's a lot different than the other technologies that you might have today is we have a 14,000 biller network for e-bills. So we're kind of like a PFM for online bills, and we do some account aggregation as well. Another unique feature that we've implemented is the direct card payment rails. So that's bill pay using a credit card or a debit card. So what have we built and what are we working on today with our partners? Well, we're not really trying to replace anything that you might have in-house today. Actually, we're augmenting those current experiences and technologies by integrating to them. So we think everybody is an integration partner to us. What's unique to us, what we're providing to them and for us is the foundational technology of our e-bills and account aggregation that I had mentioned previously. So that's bringing in all bills and accounts into one place. Once we have that data, once we have all those bills and accounts linked, then we can build a smart user experience on top of that. So that enables us to do very interesting things in terms of measuring and presenting cash flow monitoring or a light PFM type of functionality. We can do bill alerts based on that data. Am I paying too much for my Comcast bill relative to my 6 months previous behavior? We can push out notifications to your members to alert them to those anomalies in their biller relationships. We have a financial Dropbox where we store statements. We can negotiate bills on behalf of your members. And lately, we've been enabling this data through a credit score boost or lift opportunities as well. So it wasn't our intention to build, I guess, this financial wellness platform, but we're seeing so many things that you can do with this foundational technology that it becomes an all-encompassing financial wellness platform. A couple other pieces on top of this pyramid are we're enabling card payments that I had mentioned earlier. And then based on this external loan and credit card bill data that we're able to grab directly from your members, we're able to then present your loan and credit card offers if you do offer a better rate. So we do think that this is a big piece of financial wellness, is really providing the right advice directly to your members. So I'll get into this a little bit just real quickly here. Just wanted to provide some goodies, I guess, or some freebies for the meeting today or afterwards. So we usually do an ROI assessment very directly with credit unions and banks that we work with. So feel free to contact us for an ROI assessment. We really think it becomes an engagement and retention tool. You can earn interchange revenue by turning on credit card bill payments. And then, as I mentioned, with the product advice offers, there is some cross-sell value in the product as well. Another freebie, we're going to give you guys a complimentary copy and study of a webinar and study that we did last year, where we surveyed over 150 financial institutions really to get their feedback on what future enhancements to the bill pay experience is needed. And it's very relevant to some of the solutions and tools that we are providing out there today. Last slide here before I turn it over to Amanda to show us kind of the user experience. But we are live with Typhone today with Star One. We gave them, and they did a great job of marketing kind of the differences between bill management and the bill pay product today. But when it came down to it, we gave them an enhanced e-bill coverage and really true bill consolidation tools for their members. We enabled card-based payments for them as well, and all this bill management and analysis and that financial value pyramid that I had previously presented on a couple slides ago. Some of the technology integrations was an SSO to Typhone, and then we integrated to the back end of their iPay system. So you could kind of just think of us as a new feature in the Typhone user experience, marrying the best of some PFM type functionality, bill pay technology, and some other financial wellness tools. So with that, I'll pass it over to Amanda, who's going to take us through an end-to-end demo of our solution.
Hey guys, and are you guys able to see my screen okay?
We can see you, Amanda.
Okay, give me a second here. Can you guys see that?
I can see it. Thank you.
Awesome. All righty. So thanks, Dan. Thanks for that introduction. So essentially what we're going to show you guys right now is kind of a mock banking site that we've created for the purpose of giving you guys a visual of what the bill management platform looks like embedded within a digital, federal credit union site. As you can see here, we've kind of provided a little mock digital federal credit union banking site. So if I am a member or a customer at this bank, I'll go ahead and sign in. And so this is the full end-to-end user experience that the member or customer will experience using bill management. So as soon as I log in, I'll encounter my typical landing page, savings, checking account balances, things of that sort. Where Finovera takes over is here in this bill management tab. The host bank, host credit union can call it bill pay, they can call it bill manager, bill management. Essentially, it's up to them how they want to attract their customer or their member into that user experience. And so what we're showing you guys right now is the single sign-on way to deploy bill management. We do have components, so if you can kind of picture these little widgets that you see throughout the application, we've built pre-made components where the bank credit union can customize their own experience using our pre-made components. This experience that we're showing you here right now is the full bill management experience that we've created the past 5 to 6 years at what we like to call the full enchilada. So I'll give you guys a lay of the land here before we get right into it. Right now we're on the upcoming bills page, and we like this page as the landing page because it displays and organizes the bills for the user based off of payment status and a due date. So essentially at a glance, the user knows immediately which bills they should take care of as soon as they log into bill management. And the view that you're seeing here is of a user, of a member, of a customer that has already linked their payees onto this platform. So now they're logging in to view which bills they should pay as soon as they log in. From here, I'll take us to the add accounts page, as that's a pretty important page of the user experience. This is where the user will actually link the payees and get started using this bill management platform. From there, I'll take us to the accounts page where I'll show you guys some of the cool, neat features that we can actually offer banks and credit unions based off of the bill data that we're getting, how they can leverage that data to cross-sell their products. We also offer a bill negotiation feature for users that banks and credit unions can take advantage of as well. So really quickly, just to highlight this upcoming bills page, what we've done here is we've created 3 separate sections for the current bills that I have. and that's the Act Now, Act Soon, and Scheduled and Paid sections. Any bill that is currently in the Act Now section is a bill that's due from today up to 7 days out. So essentially, I'd probably want to pay these bills as soon as I log into this bill management platform. And the Act Soon section will place any bill that's due from 8 days to 30 days out. So bills that aren't necessarily due right away, but bills that are kind of lurking in the corner, so I might want to log back in next week to pay them. And then here at the very bottom, we'll place any bill that is currently paid or is in a scheduled status. So essentially, I've already taken care of these bills for the current billing cycle. As soon as the new bills become available for these billers, they'll move back up here to the Act Soon section. So what we've done here is we've offered them most pivotal bill data at a glance. So on the left, we have the actual due dates, the current due dates of these bills. On the right, we have the current amount dues of these bills. And then on top of that, if I want more information about any of these billers, I can actually click on the payee names. And then as you can see here, we're getting the full 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 page PDF replica of the bill, the same bill that is available on the biller site. We're retrieving that current bill for the user so that they can get a complete visual of the bill for that month. On top of that, we also retrieve a year's worth of PDF statements for these billers as soon as a user links these payees onto this platform, and I can get into that here in a little more on the Add Accounts page. So essentially, this is a nice little visual view at a glance for the user saying, hey, which bills have you already taken care of for the current billing cycle, and which bills do you still have to pay and their amount dues. So from here, I'll take us now to the Add Accounts page, where the user actually gets started linking their payees onto this platform. Finovera right now currently supports 14,000, a little north of 14,000 providers, and that includes utility providers, banks and credit unions. We do allow users to link their external banks and credit union accounts onto this platform. Any credit cards that they have, investments, loan accounts, insurance accounts, and then we also allow them to add accounts manually, meaning if they're managing their gardener or their babysitter, they have, those bills due once or twice a month, they can still keep track of those bills here on bill management as well. Within each of these categories, we've listed the top 10 most popular providers to kind of try to start the user off. But if the user doesn't see their provider listed in the top 10, they can search for it in the search bar, select the provider, and then go from there. I'll go ahead and link my PG&E account for you guys. PG&E is a local utility here in the Bay Area, and so I personally have an account with them. So as soon as the user selects a provider from the search bar, on this screen is where we ask them to enter their login credentials. So my login ID and my password has been entered for PG&E. I'll click on next. And then as soon as the user clicks on next, now in the back end, Finovera is establishing a secure connection to the provider. We're initiating the login. We're making sure that the login credentials that the user has provided are valid. And once we've gotten through that authentication part, we have handled all types of MFA, including security questions, CAPTCHA, reCAPTCHA, OTPs, all of that is handled in real time. Once we've gotten through the validation process, the next part is for us to start retrieving the actual current data that is displaying directly on the biller site. So the current amount due, the current due date, we also get the account number. And then the final step is for us to retrieve that year's worth of PDF statements that I mentioned previously. So not only are we getting the most current PDF statement for the user, but we're also retrieving a year's worth of history on that account. And based off of that, we're actually able to generate alerts for the user. An example of one of those is if a current bill due is more than the average amount for that biller. Since we're able to calculate the average amount due based off of the history that we're retrieving for this biller, we're able to notify if there's any unusual amount dues that we're detecting for that specific provider. The neat thing about this Add Account Wizard as well is that while accounts are linking in the background, I can continue to link accounts in one batch while accounts are linking on the background on our end. So essentially, we're not holding the user hostage. The user can link all of their accounts as soon as they start using this, this bill management platform. So it looks like PG&E is finished linking. I'll go ahead now and take us to the accounts page. where essentially we'll list all of the payees, including the money accounts that the user has linked here on this Finovera platform. So here in the My Bills list, I'll have all of the billers that I have linked on Finovera, whether they're online accounts, whether they're manual accounts. As you can see, my gardener, I added him manually. And then here in the My Money section, we'll list any money accounts that we've either imported from the host bank or host credit union, or that the user has linked externally. And so I'll go ahead and click on PG&E here as I just linked this account. And so as you can see now on the accounts page, we provide a little more data for the user. So we'll create an account card here. We'll update the most current amount due, the most current due date, the most current payment status. As you can see, I've already paid this bill for the current billing cycle. You'll see my last payment information here as well. We're getting the account number. And then here in the statements tab is where we're archiving that year's worth of PDF statements for the user. And if I click on the most current entry, as I just did there, I can see my most current PDF for my PG&E account. And then I can also navigate through my previous bills here as well. So we archive all of these statements here on the Statements tab, and then we also have a nice little digital file cabinet where we also place them as well, with a lot more features and functionality available to the user. In terms of credit card accounts, we're getting a lot of data for that account as well. So as you can see here, my Capital One Venture card, we're getting the minimum due. The user can also display the full amount due if they decide to do that as well. We're getting the most current payment status, also getting the current balance of the account, and then we're also getting the interest rate, we're getting the credit limit, the available credit. We're getting all of this information as well. Some of it is a combination of us extracting it from the actual PDF statements. Some of it is a combination from us getting this data directly from the biller site. However, this is really where banks and credit unions can take advantage of this bill data, because then they can leverage this data to cross-sell their own products. So for example, here, my venture card, I'm paying an interest rate of about 16%. I'm paying a statement closing balance of about $3,200. So here's where the host bank, host credit union can offer their credit card literally side by side and say, hey, we're noticing you're paying pretty high interest rate, a pretty high statement closing balance. Why don't you go ahead and pay back this balance 8 months sooner, save roughly $530. As a user, I'm pretty intrigued at this point, so I can click on Show Me How, where we can literally offer side-by-side analytics of how I can reduce my APR, reduce my number of payments, and reduce my number of interest charges amount that I'll be paying towards that biller just by switching over to the host bank or host credit union credit card account. This can also be done for loan accounts as well. So this is a great cross-sell opportunity for the user to take advantage of. As soon as all of my accounts are linked onto this bill management platform, I can go ahead and start paying them, and we do offer various types of payment methods to the user. If a biller accepts credit card as a form of payment, we'll offer it as a payment method here within bill management. So as you can see here, there's a nice little credit card icon that we display next to the billers that accept credit card as a form of payment. And this is kind of a win-win situation for the end member and customer, and also for the host bank, host credit union, because if the user selects the host bank, host credit union credit card as the payment method, then the host bank, host credit union earns that interchange revenue from this transaction. And on top of that, the member, the customer, is also earning reward points on the transaction from using their credit card. So if I want to pay my Comcast bill using my credit card, I've clicked on Pay. And here's where the credit card payment flow begins. We'll populate the delivery date with today's date and actually gray it out because these are real-time payments. In the amount section, we'll populate this with the current amount due so that the user knows what the current due date, or sorry, the current amount due is as of today. And then here in the Pay From drop-down, we let the user select which credit card they would like to pay this bill with. In this situation, I only have my venture card linked, but if I had American Express or Chase credit card, or if I had a Digital Federal credit card, all of those options would display here in the drop-down menu. The host credit union and the host bank can lock this down to only show their credit card, kind of forcing the user to pay the transaction using their credit card, but we think it's probably a little bit of a better user experience to allow them to select from any one of their credit card accounts. So I'll go ahead and click on pay bill here. And then on the next screen, we ask the user to enter their CVV. And then this is the final confirmation screen. We ask the user to review the amount that they're paying, review the delivery date, and then the credit card that they are using to pay this particular bill. And as soon as the user clicks on confirm, what happens in the back end is Finovera is now posting this credit card payment directly on the Comcast site in real time. And the neat part about those real-time payments is that the user knows immediately if the payment was successfully posted or not, if there was any error broadcasted by the biller site. Let's say the user entered an incorrect CVV, or the user tried a payment toward the biller on a weekend and the provider doesn't accept payments on a weekend. We're getting that exact error and throwing it directly back to the user so that the user knows immediately that that payment was not posted successfully and what they have to do to retry. If the payment was successfully posted, the user will encounter a payment confirmation screen within about a minute or two, complete with details of the payment and complete with that confirmation number that is given to us directly from the biller site. And we're archiving those payment receipts here on the Finovera platform so that the user can always refer back to them at any time. So I'll go ahead and close it out now. And Dan, I don't know if you wanted to close out, any closing remarks for us.
No, I think that was a great preview, Amanda. So I thank you. And there is a lot here. So Josh, we'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Amanda. I know I've personally seen the more in-depth demo of this. So I know it's very condensed in a 30-minute webinar presentation. If anyone is interested in seeing a much deeper dive into how cool this solution really is, definitely reach out to Dan there at Finovera and he can set that up. We only have a couple of minutes left. We did get quite a few questions coming in, so I want to throw a couple of them at you real quick, Dan. So first one, just out of curiosity, what would you say the percentage of that 14,000 billers actually take credit cards?
Yeah, percentage. We actually have the full list that we can send over as a follow-up too. So like Amanda said, not every biller accepts a form of credit card. So we would say we have the best coverage, I think, that's out there. A little less than 500 billers accept credit card as a form of payment.
Gotcha. That's awesome. And then I'm going to kind of combine a couple of these questions. So how would you say you guys either work with, complement, replace a current bill pay solution? And which bill pay solutions do you work best with or not at all?
Yeah, we'll start with we augment and complement and can replace any bill pay solution. So we really think that the bill pay provider, they have their strengths, we have our strengths. So it is a complementary solution. We have integrations to all the major ones, except probably the biggest one is Fiserv Check Free, and we are working on that currently today.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan. And I'll sneak one more in real quick. What payment and P2P rails do you guys support?
Yeah, it's something that we're very interested in because tying this into a financial wellness money movement PFM product is only natural. So we have partnerships with some of the major new money movement platforms like Payveris and Payrails are good partners of ours. So we would recommend them in kind of tying this all together and integrating to their back end for that piece.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Amanda. Again, thank you so much for taking 30 minutes out of your busy day to put on this webinar for us today. We really appreciate it. This webinar will be hosted on the Typhone website. Feel free to download it at any time. And again, if you have any follow-up questions, please just reach out if you are a current Typhone customer to your account management rep or myself or any of the members of our team. And if you are not a current Typhone customer, feel free to reach out to Dan and Amanda directly. Their contact information is in the webinar. So again, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll be back again next week.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe.
Bye.